I have been watching you carry this season with exhausted hands. Not from far away, but right beside you through every quiet moment. Watching you hold everything so tightly, as though one small mistake could cause everything to fall apart. Watching your mind replay conversations that haven't even happened yet, preparing for outcomes before the day has even arrived. I'm not pointing this out to shame you. I'm saying it because I care deeply about the heart carrying all of this weight, and I see how tired it has become. I notice the little things. The way tension settles into your shoulders when you think about finances. The way your breathing changes when an uncomfortable conversation crosses your mind. The way you avoid certain messages because emotionally you already feel stretched too thin. None of it goes unnoticed, and none of it changes the way I see you. If anything, it makes me draw even closer. You've been carrying more than most people realize, quietly, consistently, without recognition. The world often mistakes strength for ease. They see you managing responsibilities and assume you are unaffected by the pressure underneath it all. But I see both. I see the strength, and I see the fatigue behind it. And the chapter ahead, the one you keep trying to solve before it even arrives, I want to ask you something about it. Not as a demand, not as a test, but gently, the way someone who truly loves you would ask, would you let me carry part of it with you? I ask softly because your heart has already carried enough fear, and I am not here to increase your burden. Right now, loosen your grip for a moment, maybe not physically, but internally, in that hidden place where you've been clenching your fears about the future. That's the place I'm speaking to, not asking you to dramatically let go overnight. Just enough for your heart to remember, it was never created to live in constant tension. You've been treating the future as though it must be controlled at every second, or it will hurt you. And honestly, I understand why. Your past taught you that unexpected pain can arrive without warning. You learned that if you weren't careful with every detail, life could fall apart quickly. I'm not criticizing you for learning that lesson. Pain often teaches people to survive before it teaches them to rest. But you were never meant to live forever in survival mode. But I want to show you a different way now, and it's difficult to learn it while your hands are still holding everything so tightly. The lesson is simple. Some of the best things in life only grow in open hands. Trust grows there. Peace grows there. Unexpected blessings arrive there. Joy often appears when you stop trying to control every outcome. None of these things settle into a clenched fist. They are not forced into your life through pressure or fear. They are received gently, the way the earth receives rain. You cannot force them to stay. You can only create space for them. And honestly, you've become very skilled at holding everything together. But now I want to teach you something deeper, how to receive instead of constantly struggle. Many people misunderstand this. They think relaxing your grip means giving up. But real strength is not always found in control. Sometimes strength is trusting enough to breathe again. Sometimes strength is allowing yourself to stop fighting every moment as if survival depends on it. A person with open hands is not weak. A person with open hands has simply stopped battling reality long enough to move with grace instead of fear. That takes maturity. Anyone can panic and tighten their grip, but peace requires growth. There is a certain kind of exhaustion that comes from trying to carry your entire future by yourself. Not just the exhaustion from working hard. Hard work is honest fatigue. This is different. This is the exhaustion of trying to solve every problem before it appears. Trying to protect yourself from every possible disappointment. Trying to be the planner, the protector, the fixer, and the source of strength all at the same time. And I know you've been carrying that weight for a long time. I'm asking gently, without pressure or fear, would you allow yourself to release some of it? Not because you are failing, not because you are weak, but because you were never meant to carry every burden alone. And hear this clearly. The future does not become safer simply because you worry about it more. Holding tighter does not guarantee better outcomes. It only drains your peace. Maybe it's time for a different posture. Instead of trying to control every step ahead, allow yourself to trust the process one step at a time. You do not need to predict every turn in the road before you walk it. You do not need to have every answer before tomorrow arrives. You are allowed to live the story instead of constantly trying to control it. And maybe freedom begins here. Not in having complete certainty, but in learning that you don't need to carry the entire future by yourself anymore. If you cannot release it all at once, then release it slowly. One finger at a time, one burden at a time, one fearful thought at a time. Whatever part of this season you can surrender right now, let that be enough for today. The rest can come later. There is no pressure here, only patience. I have always been patient with you, and truthfully, some of what you are carrying was never truly yours to hold in the first place. Some of what you call responsibility is actually old pain wearing the disguise of duty. Some of what you call preparation is fear that learned how to sound productive. I am not criticizing you for it. I am simply helping you recognize what has been hidden underneath the weight. Because once you see it clearly, you no longer have to keep carrying it. Some of the heaviness in your life did not begin with you. It was passed down quietly through generations. The constant worrying, the inability to rest, the feeling that love must always be earned through exhaustion. You learned those patterns by watching others survive, and without realizing it, you inherited their tension as though it were wisdom. But not every inherited pattern deserves to stay. There is another way to live, a way built on trust instead of constant fear, a way built on peace instead of endless pressure, and you do not have to learn it overnight. Growth like this happens gently, the same way someone learns a new language, slowly, patiently, word by word, without shame for what they used to know, only discovering there are healthier ways to express what the heart truly needs. And some of the fear you still carry comes from one painful moment your heart never fully recovered from. Your mind and body remembered the pain so deeply that they started treating every future situation like a repeat of the past. That is what fear often does. It tries to protect you by preparing you for wounds that are no longer happening. And honestly, your heart was only trying to keep you safe. But not every season is the same as the one that hurt you. Not every closed door means rejection. Not every delay means disaster. Not every uncertain moment means you're about to fall apart. The pain that once taught you to stay guarded does not have to control the rest of your life. You are allowed to heal beyond survival mode. You are allowed to breathe without expecting something terrible to happen next. And little by little, your heart can learn what safety feels like again. Things have changed more than you realize. The season has changed. The environment has changed. Even you have changed. You are allowed to stop responding to life as though you are still trapped in the same painful chapter that once hurt you. Your heart can learn the difference between where you were and where you are now. And yes, there are still responsibilities in your hands that truly matter. The people you love, the commitments you care deeply about, the hopes you do not want to lose. I am not asking you to abandon those things. I am simply asking you to carry them differently. Not with fear, not with constant pressure, not with the exhausting belief that everything depends entirely on you. Carry them with trust instead of panic, with peace instead of control. Hold them gently, the way steady hands hold something valuable, not the way fear grips a weapon during battle. Because love does not need to be strangled in order to be protected. And I want you to understand something important. When you finally release part of this burden, nothing is forgotten. I think part of the reason you keep holding everything so tightly is because deep down, you are afraid that if you stop controlling every detail, everything will collapse. You fear that if you loosen your grip, life will stop moving forward. But hear this clearly. The moment you place even a small part of this season into my hands, I begin working in ways you cannot yet see. Not because you are incapable. You have been strong, creative, and resilient for a very long time. But there are things beyond your current view. There are opportunities still forming, conversations not yet scheduled, people who have not entered your life yet, but will matter deeply when they do. There are doors you cannot currently see, because from your position, they still look like walls. And while you are trying to force every answer immediately, I am often building something slowly beneath the surface. That kind of work takes time. Real growth rarely arrives with noise and instant results. It grows quietly, like seeds beneath the soil. At first, nothing appears different, yet underneath roots are already spreading. Then one day what seemed invisible suddenly breaks through the surface. That is how transformation often works. Not always through dramatic moments, but through quiet progress that slowly changes everything. I am not rushing your story. I am cultivating it. And if you only expect instant answers, you may miss the quiet blessings already developing around you. Some of the things you have prayed for are already moving toward you in ways you do not yet recognize. The right conversation, the unexpected encouragement, the connection that arrives at the perfect moment. What feels delayed to you may simply still be growing. Before you leave today, remember this. You were never meant to carry every burden alone. Even in the moments when life feels uncertain, growth is still happening beneath the surface. Your story is not over, and your breakthrough may be closer than you think. If this message spoke to your heart, take a moment to support the channel. Like this video to help spread encouragement to others. Share it with someone who may need this message today. And subscribe for more uplifting and motivational content that strengthens your faith, mindset, and inner peace. Keep moving forward, keep believing, and never give up.